My name is Eric, and today what I thought we'd talk about, and where a lot of homesteaders and what I call small businesses fail, and that's on how to get and retain good customers. Now, even in the hobby farm, you're going to be doing either farmers market or trying to sell to a restaurant or do a subscription plan with folks that want so much vegetables per week. But no matter how you look at it, it's a business. And that's how you have to treat it. And these are some of the things, the skills that I think that you need to have and you need to work on in order to develop a good marketing and a good selling approach to your future, present, and future customers. So let's dive right in. So, the first one that you really need to have is listening skills. Now, one of the biggest problems is that a lot of people say they're listening to you, but in reality, they aren't. They're sitting there and they're already trying to come up with a response before you even finish. And they're usually totally wrong. You know, if somebody's telling you they want 5 pounds of carrots, you try to convince them, yes, I have 5 pounds of tomatoes here, or I have 5 pounds of potatoes here. Were you listening to what the customer was asking for? No. So you need to listen to the customer first and then respond in a way of a question. When they ask, you know, I would like 5 pounds of carrots. Use that example. The response should be there should be a lull in between what they just got done saying before you even speak. And that is, so you want 5 pounds of carrots. Do you want any other vegetables with the carrots? And do you want me to trim up the waste on the carrots before I give them to you? Now, you've already shown the customer that you're listening, and now you've come back with another question to keep the the vocal between the two of you going. And a lot of customers appreciate that. You know, it's all it's almost unheard of these days of people actually listening to one another. It's everybody's doing instant gratification, and I don't even want to get started in there. So number one is listening skills. Number two, problem solving. When it comes to how do I get the vegetables from the garden to the restaurant? How do I get the vegetables from the garden to a vegetable stand at the farmer's co-op or uh, farm stand out front? Those are all things that you have to problem solve. And it goes right down to what do I price each for? If you're selling meat, how do I get it to the butcher shop? How do I get it USDA stamped? How do I get it packaged? And then how am I going to sell it out of my freezer? You are a problem solver. You are problem solving every day. It's just honing that trait so that you're a very good problem solver. Because if you can suit the needs of, let's say, you're supplying a local restaurant, if you can problem solve for them and make sure that they have fresh vegetables before they even ask for them, that they're there when they need them, they will come back and back and back. So will that customer that's buying so much weekly from you. So listening and problem solving. Third, honesty. Why honesty? Well, I think honesty is how you're going to retain those good customers is by being 100% totally honest. If you don't know something, don't make it up. If a restaurant says, I need 100 pounds of carrots, this week and all you have is 50, honesty. I would love to fill your order for 100, but I just don't have it. I have 50, but let me get a hold of some of my other friends that are part of the co-op and see if we can't get together the 100 pounds that you need. All right, you just were honest, you were problem solving, and now you're helping out some of your fellow homesteaders and small farmers that are trying to make a living. And you've also impressed your customer, the restaurant, that you can get it done. Honesty. All right, so listening, problem solving, honesty, integrity. Integrity is where you, I guess, here, this is for the homesteaders when you sell. Never sell poor quality of anything. Why? Because then it's going to take and it's going to group all your stuff that you're trying to sell, whether it be meat, vegetable, uh, wool, you name it. If you fall below a certain line, if you aren't always striving for excellence and giving above what everybody else is, wants 10 pounds of carrots and all you have is 5, and you know ahead of time, so you go to the other farmer and you get 5 from a fellow farmer, and when the customer comes in, you tell them that you had all 10 pounds right here out of your own garden. No. I was able to get the 10 pounds because of a fellow homesteader also had some and we could group it together. That customer is not going to go to the other homesteader. It's going to come back to you. And that fellow homesteader is going to be very appreciative because you just made them some money too. And when they have a chance where they oversell, who are they going to ask first to see if you have extras? It's all about helping each other out. So the last one I've got is empathy. This is going to be for on an individual basis of how far you want to go. Empathy is, for me, it's when I have a customer show up. When they leave, they're a friend. I want to know more about them than just their first name or that so-and-so that lives up the block that buys so many pounds per week. I want to know more. And you can't fake it. If you are genuinely interested in people, they will know it. If you're faking it, no. I can give you an example. A friend of mine, been a customer for years. He's up in years, and he got the diagnosis 3 or 4 months ago that he had prostate cancer. And he was here for a good 10 minutes, just letting it off, the anxiety, the stress, the fear. Now, as a business owner, do you need to listen to this? That's up to you. But me, I'm interested. And I let him know that I was listening. And he didn't want sympathy. I know he didn't want sympathy. But I could give him some empathy, and that I was diagnosed with malignant invasive melanoma years ago. So I understood the fears, anxieties. And I told him, I said, you got this. And if there's anything I can do, let me know. That will get you more customers. Yes, everybody's got their own problems. But sometimes just letting off a little steam or talking about something out loud, they come to the realization of the answer. And how many times I've sat here and done this with customers, and they've done it with me. Where once you start talking about it and you hear it out loud, then it becomes easier to try to figure it out. And now there's two of you sitting there problem solving back and forth of how best to approach it. You can give suggestions, advice, and ideas, but in the end, they'll take what they want and run with it. I don't ever tell a customer what to do. Give them advice, what I would do, but it's up to you, whatever you want to do. So I hope this has helped, because you guys, you're everything. You're wearing all these hats, from the homesteader. You're wearing the marketing hat, the problem solving hat, the listening skills hat, uh, all these different things, and they don't make one hat that fits all. They should for us, but we have to be a little bit of everything. And I think if you take the skills that I talked about, everybody's got it to a certain degree. You know, sometimes just honing them skills and practicing some of these skills. And as you get older, a lot of these skills become more natural to you with problem solving because maybe you've run into it before. But I hope this has been helpful. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, put them in the comments. I do read them. And on that, we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.